Hello one and all. Now I did upload last night and had to delete it. The sound was bad, and this camera, it's on a little tripod, so I'm going to put it down and it will be facing the window, will it? Yeah. And I've got to watch it because words I say that begin with P, the mic is rather sensitive, so I think it should be alright now. Right, Sam sent me a link last night and said all I ask is that you sing along to it, so I'm going to in a minute. That's the computer on. Get off. Turn the volume down. Well, I've got to turn it up soon. Of course I have, for the hymn that's going to come on. So Sam got all ratty yesterday, and I have told him before to look on Google. If you don't know how to do that, Sam, the address is google.com. Type in tone deafness and it gives you all the info on it, right? It is a malfunction, slight malfunction in the brain. Tone deaf people don't realise they are tone deaf, and if it's pointed out to them, they react with fury. Some. And I've told you about Terry in Somerset when Andrew was playing his two keyboards and Terry was singing, and Andrew had to stop. He says, "You're changing key all the time, Terry." "No, I'm not." And Andrew said, "You are." He says, "I am not, Andrew." I said, "Terry, you are. You are tone deaf." And he blew up, the same as Sam, because to Terry he sounded fine, and to Sam he sounds fine. Because people over there, if they were honest and had the balls to tell him, the same as me, that he is tone deaf, but I suppose they don't want to upset him. Now, when I had my second hip operation, there were 6 of us in the all-male ward, and this bloke, it was one quiet afternoon and we were reading. I had a book and others were reading from a magazine, and this bloke laid there in bed, well, sat up there in bed, and he was singing, and it was painful to hear. And nobody said anything, and he carried on, and in the end I couldn't stand it. I says, "Has anybody ever told you, mate, that you're tone deaf?" And of course the others laughed, because I put into words what they were thinking, and they all thought it was funny. Of course he said, "I beg your pardon, I'm not tone." I said, "Afraid you are." And they all said, "Yeah, Arthur's right, you are." And they took him away the following day, I think, for an x-ray. And the other blokes in the ward said, "I'm glad you told him that, Arth, because it was a bit painful." I said, "Well, why couldn't you have told him?" And he says, "Well, we didn't want to upset him. Obviously you're not bothered about upsetting people." I said, "I didn't tell him that to upset him. I told him because it was a fact. The same as I'm not trying to upset Sam. I'm just stating a bloody fact. Some people are tone deaf and they don't realise they are. If it's pointed out to them, they don't like it." Anyway, before I get onto the hymn, which I'm going to sing most eloquently, when I come down again, Dave, at Easter, because I've got to face sexy Theo, at the bed and breakfast at Penzance. Well, hopefully she will have made it up with her fella. And really, I should feel very flattered that she's interested in a bloody old thing like me. And I suppose I should really feel flattered, but I don't. All these hugs and kisses on the lips and everything, well, probably 20 years ago something might have stirred, but not now with the medication I take. But anyway, before I say anything that I shouldn't, let's start this going. The amp set, yeah, there's a bit of an introduction, and I've got to stand up so I can stretch my lungs, and I'm not holding the camera. I started going first. There's an introduction, you hear it. Go on. I've turned the volume down, haven't I? Oh my God. All people that on earth wobbling. For why the Lord our God is good, his mercy is forever sure, his truth at all times firmly stood, and shall from age to age endure. Amen. Oh dear, things I go through to please you people. Yeah, I sang that in key. I don't know what key it was, but my voice did wobble a bit, yeah. Because actually I just had egg and chips and what is going to follow is a nice cup of tea. So that's it. I'm not trying to upset you, Sam, and I know why you carried on about muscles, because when you said you was a fireman I called you weedy, didn't I? I said you was weedy looking, and I'm sorry mate, I know I shouldn't have said that, but I tend to say things that most people that know me don't take too much notice, and I've told you repeatedly, don't take to heart anything I say. You're not weedy looking. No, of course not. Oh dear. Come on. Right, what's it like out there? Tomorrow, Friday, oh dear, it's going to be bad. The workmen are still working, look. Gas repairs, well, we're all electric here. James was on about that lamp that's sticking up. Yeah, well, if they put a shield on it, James, you see this area down here, a bit nearer to the building, there's scrap metal, and the kids or the blokes jump on top of the phone box on the other side of the wall and they jump in there, where if there was no light in there, all that scrap would disappear. So that light there in my bedroom, what I need is some heavy black curtains, because it's never ever completely dark. I should have to see about getting some heavier curtains. Right, that's it. Hello plant, I've been playing Tchaikovsky this morning and you liked it, didn't you? All the leaves were fluttering. Bye.